What's going on, guys? It's Max Clausen, and as you can see in front of you, and as some of you have been requesting, we're bringing back the good old tried and true Blue Eyes White Dragon deck profile update for December. And falsely, you didn't notice, just look at this sexy ass mat, bro. Like, whew, I can't believe how good this mat looks. Literally my new favorite mat of all time. Gonna be seeing a lot more of this mat when I record more dual videos for you guys and probably more deck profiles. I got this from, you know, good little plug-in. I'm not sponsored by them, but maybe one day. Got this from Imperial Duelists. Gave me not only the mat, but this lovely bag to help carry the mat in, so I don't gotta put it in like my backpack and make it possibly get dusty, or a plastic bag. So I'll have you. But yeah, Imperium Duelist got this great Chimera mat, and this is probably gonna be the new brand of the pro channel. So let me know what you guys think. You can get that from you guys. But as I said, this is going to be a Blue Eyes White Dragon deck profile update for December. Been testing this a lot, and I'm really liking the build. Also, this is a little catch grab because Bystials and stuff I think they were already in the game, but Bystial Despater just got added into Master Duel, and a lot of people have been gravitating toward that. But this ain't about Master Duel. This is about good old TCG Yu-Gi-Oh! And you guys wanted this deck, so I'm bringing it to you. So without all the panaz or whatever, let's jump into it. For starters, we got the Blue Eyes monsters. We got your two Blue Eyes White Dragon, the Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon, and the Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. These are the Blue Eyes cards because this is a Blue Eyes hybrid mixed deck. Anything you mix with Blue Eyes, you want to cut Blue Eyes down to just by one of them, because you want to minimize the amount of bricks in your hand, depending on the kind of build. And I will have another build for you guys, which I'll reveal at the end of the video. But yeah, just two Blue Eyes. The focus isn't entirely on him, but he does help get some of the plays going. Alternative, because if you're going to play this, you have to play a Blue Eyes, otherwise why are you playing the card? And Blue Eyes Jet is your little control card. When a card on the field is destroyed and you have a Blue Eyes White Dragon in your field or on your field or grave, you can summon them from your hand or graveyard. And when he engages in battle, he can bounce the opponent and a card the opponent controls back to their hand. And keep in mind, you can summon him out if this is in your graveyard, because it's always treated as Blue Eyes White Dragon on the field or in the graveyard. Next up, for our other dragons, we have the Chaos Dragon Legionnaire. And don't make fun of me, but he's only in here because I don't have his Pendulum retrain. The Chaos Emperor Dragon, I am not proxying the Pendulum because if I'm gonna bring you guys a profile, I want to have it with the actual cards, but I want to get this out to you guys. So I'm just choosing to play the old school Emperor Dragon. Still, the original way to summon it, Light and Dark. You can use this watered down effect, but I wouldn't recommend that. Basically, just another card in here just to search off your Melody, to search off something like your Star Liege, your Chaos Space, and it's just another level 8 dragon that you can just slap onto the field and use a synchro and or link material. Next up, for the other dragons we do play, this is a Blue Eyes Bystial deck. Yes, sir. We got the 3 Bystial Lubellion, the 1 Magnum Wood, the 2 Druid Worm, the 2 Serenir, and the 1 Baller Drake. Now, this may seem excessive, but yeah, you want to see Bystials in your hand. You can cut down on the Druid Worm and the Serenir if you choose to, but I have 2 of them. I have 2 of each, so you can play 2 of each. You can play 2 or 1, however you want to choose it. Lubellion effect, you can discard him to add any of these to your hand. And while he's in the graveyard, you contribute a dark level 6 or higher dragon to summon him to the field. And then once per turn, you can place 1 branded continuous spell or trap card onto your field. All of these are your hand traps, essentially, for light and dark monsters, so they all share that effect. Quick effect if your opponent has a monster on their field. Everybody knows what these does, but just explaining it for those of you who don't know what Bystials do and probably your first time seeing it, it's okay. I do like to explain my card effects, as repetitive as they may be, but all of them have that same effect, and they all have different unique effects. Magnamut here, at the end of the turn, when he's special summoned, you can activate his effect, which is a delayed one. So if they have an Ash or whatever, they have to do it then, I believe it can work. But if anything else, at the end of the turn, when he's at the special summon, you can add a dragon from your deck to your hand. Any dragon at all in the game, so it's pretty wild. Jewel's Worm, when it's sent to the field, from the field to the graveyard, you can send a special summon monster your opponent controls to the grave, non-targeting. Sarnir, when it's sent to the graveyard, and by any means, be it from the hand, deck, or field, you can send a Bystial or a branded spell or trap card from your deck to your hand, from the deck to the graveyard. And Baldrake, this one I don't really use too often, but he is good to have as another name and another interruption. And while he's on the field, while you control a Bystial, we'll just read it together again, because again, I don't summon this card. If your opponent summons a Ritual, Fusion, Synchro, XC, and or Link monster, except in the damage step, you contribute another light or dark monster on your field, and then banish that summon monster. So this is pretty much a walking time-space trap hole is the card's name. So they have to respect this, and they have to respond to this if they have a way to, because the monster's just going to get banished. Next up for our stuff, we have the little Chaos Dragons. We have the Black Dragon Collapse Serpent. We have 2 Starliege Seyferts and the 1 White Dragon Wyvern Buster. These are your Chaos little Chaos package. So sad. I hope we get our Chaos Dragon Synchro back. But these two self-explanatory. They go hand in hand with each other. If you're playing one, you got to play the other. And Starliege Seyfert, very key and important card for this deck and any Dragon Link deck, because this card, how its effect works is you contribute dragons from your hand or field to add a dragons with the same level as the monster discarded. So that also includes himself. So you would go normal summon this, use the effect, tribute itself, get this boy, use this boy to banish this, summon, link, do all. You kind of see where I'm getting it. Like this can start up these, and this can help you get into any of these by discarding a Blue Eyes to get a Lubellion, or discard one of these to get a Lubellion, or Blue Eyes, discard one of these to get one of the others. Just go really good hand in hand, just helping the deck search everything out. And while it's in the graveyard, you can banish it to add a level 8 dragon monster back from your graveyard to your hand. Very specific, so you can add both of these back, or Lubellion for next turn plays, or to use discarding effects from your hand. Next up, we play 3 of our Magician Souls for the deck. This will be Dictator of D. His effect, you can reveal him in your hand, send a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to the graveyard as a cost to special summon it, and you can discard any Blue Eyes White Dragon or one card that mentions it in its card text to the graveyard, summon a Blue Eyes monster back from your grave. So you can summon him, use his effect, discard an extra copy of him, or discard any of these to summon out Blue Eyes or Blue Eyes Alternative if it was summoned properly, or even Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. Or even when you discard the stone, then stone will get Blue Eyes, the whole combo there. And in the battle phase, you can use his effect to choose what monster your opponent will be attacking. So when they go enter battle phase, you'll use his effect, change it to a Blue Eyes or any other monster on your field. So it'll be a good way to bait another negate. Next, we gotta play the 3 Assault Synchron, because this is pretty much a synchro focused deck. And I do play the one Ringo Worm to round out the like light and dark kind of acquisition of the deck. Assault Synchron, everybody should know what this card does, but it's amazing. You can special summon this card from your hand for free and then take 700 points of damage and then use it for your Synchro 8, Synchro 10s, or Synchro 6s if you find space for those. But the most important part of his effect is that if a Dragon Synchro monster is tributed or banished, you can banish this card from your graveyard, summon back that monster, and I will show you guys the little loop that can cause with one monster in the extra deck. The last one of monsters, we play the White Stone of Ancient and the White Stone of Legend. You gotta play these cards if you're playing a Blue Eyes deck. This will get you into your Blue Eyes White Dragon or Blue Eyes Jet, more importantly, and you can banish it to get one of these back. And White Stone is just White Stone to get Blue Eyes and to be banished for fodder for your Bystial monsters. That's it for the main monsters. There's no hand traps because, yeah, this deck is just purely gas. You want to go right in. You can play hand traps and stuff, and I'll show you what cards you can cut out for hand traps per se. Next up for the spells, we have the triple Melody of Awakening Dragons, the double Triple Tactics Talents. We play the one Branded Regain, the one Dragon Shrine, the one Foolish Burial, the one Call By, and the one Chaos Space. So Melody, you should already know how this works. Search out any of your big dragons. Triple Tactics, if they happen to droll you or ash you or nib you, anything whatsoever, you can choose to draw 2 more cards. But of course, if they droll you, just look at their hand and send something back so they start with 2 less cards. Branded Regain, very important for this deck. You want to keep this on the field as much as you want to get this on your field as much as possible. But if you can't, then you have things like Branded Beast to help get it back. Its effect is that when a light or dark monster is banished, you can target one of those monsters, put it back to the bottom of your deck, and draw a card. And if your opponent summons something, you can summon a Bystial monster from your graveyard. So that'll help get your Druid's Worm, your Magnemite, your Saronairs back in rotation, and to use their effects. The Dragon Shrine is Dragon Shrine to dump your dragons. Foolish Burial is the same deal. Call By to stop hand traps, and Chaos Space, very important. Also, the sexy new Platinum rarity. Thank you, Rarity 10 collection. Discard your light or dark monster. Add one Atom light and dark monster from your deck to your hand that can't be normal summoned or set. And banish it to target one of your light or darks that can't be normal summoned or set. Put it back on the bottom of your deck and draw a card. Next up, I have the Branded Beast. And this is kind of a little tech pick. I did put this back in and took out a second trait, Dragon Shrine, simply because Dragon Shrine is a hard once per turn, and if you open up with 2 of it, then you're kind of just so I didn't really like that. And the tech card of choice is Etude of the Branded. Now this card is usually for synchroing into Dyspian Luluwalith, but it also has another not really hidden, but very niche effect, that while you control a Bystial monster, anything your opponent uses that's not for an XC summon gets banished. So they Ritual Summon, they Link Summon, they Fusion Summon, any of that. If it's not XCs, all of it's getting banished. So it doesn't have the best matchup against something like Purely, or it's going to be seeing a rise in popularity now, like Phantom Knights, Raid Raptors, what else? Galaxy Eyes is another deck that basically this is a very bad matchup against XC's focus decks, but you can obviously switch it out well in side decking. That's it for the main deck of 40 cards. And now going into the extra deck. For the extra, we have the Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon. We have the Baron de Fleur, the Chaos Angel, and the Dispater Bystial. These are the only synchros I run. I could consider putting in more, but because extra deck space is so tight, it's always kind of a what do I want to, what do I want to take out, what do I want to play in. So I may put back in Blue Eye Spirit Dragon and other stuff. So, but these are the main important cards you run. Getting all three of these is just game for your opponent, especially getting this and Blue Eyes Jet Dragon just means your entire field is safe from anything. To run down to their effects, Excels can summon back a level 2 tuner, so it gets back your Ringo Worm or your Assault Synchron. It has another effect, but since we don't play Stardust, that's irrelevant. Baron de Fleur is Baron de Fleur. I will upgrade a rarity eventually. Chaos Angel, you can treat any one light or dark monster as a tuner for this card synchro summon, so you don't even have to have a tuner monster for it specifically. But its more important effect is that when it's synchro summoned, it banishes a card on the field, and depending on the attributes used to summon it, he gains one of two different effects, both of them if you use two attributes. If you only use light, then your synchro monsters are unaffected by your opponent's monster effect, activated monster effects. And if you only use dark, your monsters actually cannot be destroyed in battle. And if you use both light and dark, then he gets both of those effects. And Bystial Despater is just our win button essentially. You can summon a light and or dark monster from your banished piles. So the combo with this is get it out and you have Assault Synchron. Summon back Assault Synchron, make another level 10. And another combo is that if this is in your graveyard, you can use his effect, tributing this to summon it, and Assault Synchron will banish itself, bring back Dissipator, and Dissipator will summon Assault Synchron back from the banished pile, and then you just see the lines just continuing on from there. And you can use another effect where if your opponent activates an effect, you can shuffle a banished card from either player's banished pile back to the deck. Do one of two things. If you shuffle back to your opponent's banished pile, the effect is negated. But if you do it from your banished pile, the monster gets destroyed. And let me know in the comments that if this goes up against Nibiru, like, if this destroys a Nibiru in their hand, do they still tribute stuff, or does the Nibiru, like, just die without being able to resolve and tribute? So let me know in the comments, guys. I'm pretty sure it works like that, the latter that I stated. Next, for the rank 8s, we have the Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord, the Hope Harbinger, the Zombie Vampire, and the Zeus. All three of these, it's rank 8 focus. You obviously won't make this against something like tier elements, but all of these pretty much, like, you can take this out for whatever other synchro or link monster, but I find that the plays with Zombie Vampire do help. Next up, we do have the Striker Dragon, just for the linking from a dragon into the graveyard. Next, I do choose to play 2 Hieratic Seals. One is usually for combos and stuff. If I want to tribute and get something off the opponent's field, or just tribute to do something else. But it's the same kind of mindset of when people play, like, what is it? The 2 Guardian Chimera. One's for the combo and one's for later. And it's kind of the same for this. I can take it out for other stuff, but I have it just to have it right here. When you tribute it, you can tribute a monster on your field to bounce an opponent's monster back to the hand. If you tribute itself, you can summon a dragon from your deck by zeroing out its attack and defense. Next, we have the IP Masquerena. The SP Little Knight. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got my thing back from Kamon. So now we can finally go off with her. The Nightmare Unicorn, just for the link 3s. And I do choose to play the Saryuja Skuldra because drawing helps this deck. And being able to just summon something from your hand really does help. And making it with IP is just pretty wild. So that's going to be it for this deck profile. There's no side deck because in all honesty, I just don't have one thought up right now. And if I did have one, I do want to save it because I do plan to take this to locals when I go back and catch people off guard. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this deck profile. I know it was a long one, but again, I like explaining my card effects and my reasons for playing them as best as I can. And I do want to just always make sure you guys know what the cards do, despite having like multiple Blue Eyes videos. I do like to explain stuff very thoroughly as much as I can. And if there's any changes you guys would make to this deck profile, I do advise and recommend that you guys leave it down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys liked about the deck. Let me know what you guys didn't like or what you would change, how you can make it better, things like that. Just all positive criticism. None of that negative stuff. Like, come on now, guys. We all have a good pet deck. This would be my kind of pet deck, what we like to play and just always wanted to make better. But enough for that rambling on. Again, if you enjoyed, be sure to like, subscribe to the channel for more profiles. I have more coming up. Be on the lookout. We'll have another version of this later down the line. And, you know, share with your friends or anybody that likes Blue Eyes. And we will see you in the next video. Take care.